Hello, this is Vulturefire, and this video is going to be a run probably with Inna, using a number of the cards that were added. We just got 9 new generic cards. We are now in version 6115. So those cards are, let me find them, Hypothermia, which is 2 mana, give Frostbite 4 to any enemy. It's a common. It upgrades to 2 mana, give Frostbite 6 to any enemy. So this is a way to give you an additional tool for Frostbite so that if you are not, because right now at common, as far as ways to apply Frostbite goes, you have like Rites of Winter and Frost Nova, and like Rites of Winter has sort of cost associated with it. It is 8 mana, so you do have to put in some work to play around it. And then you can only run 2 Frost Novas, and then Frostfire gives 2 Frostbite and 2 Burn, which is, if you aren't playing around Burn, that's very disappointing. So now we have Hypothermia, which is just another support for that, which is very nice. We also got Blur of Speed, which is a new silver rarity card that is 1 mana, skill, gain evasion 3, transform into exhaustion. So this is one-time use. It upgrades to 2 mana and you get evasion 5. But so it is not temporary evasion. So once you set that up, you'll just have that evasion until it is used up, which can be, so it's basically like sharpened senses, but a little bit more flexible. You don't have to draw it every turn that you need it. You just set it up and you hope that you win before the fact that you ran out of evasion matters. You can also use it with other evasion cards because temporary evasion will be used up first. So you play it as sort of a backup in case you don't draw your other evasion on the turn you need it. I can't type. Hidden Blade, which is a 0 cost common strike. If your last card scored a critical hit, deal 8 damage to the first enemy and draw 1. So I like this a lot more than I like the cards that we've had that are, if this is a critical hit. So the obvious comparison point here is Seeker Bolt, which is you deal 5 damage to any enemy and then you draw 2 if this was a critical hit. And that is card advantage. It does put you up on cards. But the downside is because Ambushed is now harder to get, 100% critical chance is harder to get. So if you're not on Merly, it's you are basically flipping a coin on whether Seeker Bolt draws you cards. And if Seeker Bolt doesn't draw you cards, that means it also only did 5 damage, which is very underwhelming. Whereas Hidden Blade, you can hold it until after you know that you've played a card that is crit, because you'll know if the last card was a critical hit or not. And then you don't care about, you're not flipping any coins on this one. You can still be in a position to flip coins if you are playing cards that are, if you only have like one other card that can trip it. But if you have a multi-hit, if instead of flipping a coin once, you play Stinging Strike and that hits 4 times, and if any of those 4 are a critical hit, Hidden Blade is on. So you've got you've got a 7 and 8 chance that at least one of them will be a crit. 7 and 8, 15 and 16, very, very good chance. Mystical Ebb. Text on this one is wrong. It's 4 mana, skill, choose any enemy, draw cards equal to 20% of its maximum arcane. Maximum arcane is capped at 20 right now. So what this means is, by default, it is 4 mana, draw 2. Once you've tripped arcane at least 3 times on the enemy, it will be 4 mana, draw 3. And if you tripped arcane at least 5 times, it will be 4 mana, draw 4, which is with no downside, which is a very good rate because it doesn't use up any resource or anything. It's just once you've hit that point in the fight, this will just keep drawing you 4, and it upgrades to just same effect, but it just gets 2 mana cheaper, which makes it a 2 mana draw 4, which is very, very good. Let's see, Entreat Calamity. So this one is 1 mana, skill, common, apply 8 arcane to any enemy. Apply 8 arcane to any enemy if it has Doom. If it doesn't, give it Doom 8. So that makes Entreat Calamity a card that is a common way to apply Doom. I will probably at some point do a challenge run where the only ways to do damage are Doom, and then I will allow myself to use Arcane only if there is Doom on the enemy. And so the idea will be that you are trying to see if you can get kills that way. It's going to be a very slow deck. The upgrade is apply 12 Arcane and Doom 6, which is very good. This is probably going to have to be an Inna deck, both because it's dirtily and because this upgrade seems very important to the effectiveness of the card. Imbue Elements. So Imbue Elements is reduce all statuses by 2, gain powerful 1 this turn per status removed, and then deal 3x2 damage to the first enemy. So this is another tool for the status absorb, the self-status deck. I don't know if I like it. I'll have to play with it and see if there's a version of that deck that can get good value out of it. But it seems like it has a lot of potential, at least. I've had a lot of success with Absorb Elements and other similar cards in this deck. Although Absorb Elements right now I think is not my favorite because it is only 3 instead of, it used to be 4 base, and that means that it's going to be harder to get out an actual triple status detonation, although it's not impossible, and the upgrade is still apply 2 per, so that's still good. Plague Barrier. Gain 3 mana, common, gain 20 shield if an enemy has 5 or more poison ranks. So this is a tool for turtle poison, which seems okay. In a poison in particular, obviously, seems like it might get good use out of this. As usual with such cards, with shield cards, you are in that position in your starting deck where you are fighting against the fact that other shield cards like Heavy Stand is going to give you tough, and having access to tough is important. And so if you don't get tough out of your shield card, then you have to find another way to get tough. And then the other one is like Overflowing Barrier, which is 0 mana, and being 0 mana is obviously very important if you're playing relatively expensive cards at all. But despite that, it still seems okay. And Mana Mace, which is another payoff for the Mana Boost deck. 2 mana, you trigger Mana Boost 2 times. If you do, you give Vulnerable 2 to the first enemy, and you deal 5x2 damage to it, which is just decent. I think it's a lot better than Unstable Bolt, because that's just partially because like Unstable Bolt is a common, and so it's like priced like a common. And Mana Mace is, but it's a common that's priced like a common, but you probably don't want it in your starting deck. Whereas it's, I think, a lot easier to fit Mana Mace in your starting deck, or Mana Mace in your card pool, because it's a more competitive rate. And Vulnerable is relatively hard to come by these days. So the other one, that's the most important one though, is Drake Egg. So Drake Egg is it's Summoned Dragon Friend. I have been advocating since I started playing, since before I started recording videos, since before Depth 3 went public, before summons were a thing. I have been advocating for a hypothetical card called Summoned Dragon Friend, which is just you summon a Drake and it fights for you. And now we have that. Drake Egg is 1 mana epic. Skill, summon 1 ally Drake. If you can't, you create 1 Conflagrate. And the Drakes do 6 damage to the first enemy, and they give the first enemy burn 2, which is decent. And then Drake Plus is 8 damage to the first enemy and give it burn 3. Oh, Mana Base Plus, I don't actually know what it does. Let's check that real quick. It is, okay, so you get an extra vulnerable and you get more damage, but you still trigger Mana Boost twice and it's still 2 mana. Let's see, as Imbue Elements Plus, you reduce statuses by 3, you do a little bit more damage, but you still get powerful 1 per status removed. Okay. Hidden Blade, I assume you don't actually draw another card. No, you do 16 damage, which is pretty solid. Trying to think if there are any other upgrades I didn't check. I didn't check Plague Barrier. Goes up to 30 shield from 20. But it goes up to 4 cost. That's okay. Alright, so let's go to the market. Let's just grab that and that and that and that. I think we're going to build an Inna deck that is doing mana boost stuff. I think it's going to be I think we're going to modify Grow Bigger, Grow Home. So I like the Meditate and Moonlit Reverie and the Tweak. I like the Occult Ritual as a payoff, as our kind of win condition in the starting deck. And this is where I was saying, like, we have this Overflowing Barrier, one of. I think that's where we want to be. I think this is a solid starting list. And I don't think there are any of the new commons that we want. So I don't think we want to, we're not doing critical, so we can't use Hidden Blade. Right, Infused we had to re-unlock at some point. So we don't want that. We don't really want Shields. Oh, that's not a new card. There's just some cards that got listed as new effectively. What was the other new commons? Oh, Plague Barrier, we're obviously not a poison deck, so we don't want it. We don't want Hypothermia because we're not a Frostbite deck. And so that's all the commons. Oh, we don't want Entreat Calamity because that just like, that's a whole thing. Okay, so the most important thing, of course, is that we need to put in the new most important card in the game, which is, of course, Summon Drake Friend. And we're going to cut Lingering Ritual because I don't know that that is really where this deck is going. We probably aren't really a Singularity deck either. Like, it's not bad for this deck, but I don't think that's really what the deck is doing. I'm trying to think what else we can fit. We might want a Mana Jolt here. We don't have a frozen hide. I thought we had a frozen hide there. We do not. We could try and shift into like a distill elements list, because distill elements got, I think, buffed again. Yeah, it's now reduce all statuses by 2, and you gain 2 mana plus 2 if you reduce at least 4 status total. So that that means that it fills in the role that it had before a bit better. But I think we want a mana jolt so that we have a little bit more mana boost in the starting list, because we are planning to take some stuff later. And I think that we shouldn't be in too much risk of shocking ourselves. Okay, so we need to find one more epic to put in, but we're not. Oh, gather equipment is now a lot better. It is, because it's a lot better than it was in the beginning of beta. Beginning of beta, this was 4 mana for draw 2 skills and 2 strikes, which was just very, very expensive. It's now 0 mana for draw 1 of each, which is a whole lot more competitive. I don't really have any strikes to go with it, but we could find some, certainly. I also, like, even if it's just like 2 mana draw 2 skills, that's fine. I don't think we want Frenzied Rage. Oh, the other thing is, like, when you upgrade, you'll notice like text goes green. Arcane Spell Bomb's not bad. I kind of want to try Echoing Bolt since it's been changed. It is now back to just drawing 1. It was briefly drawing 1 spell, which was obviously, if it was the only spell in your deck, was doing crazy things. I have a few videos recorded where that's happening. Just thinking through it, there's all these options. We could just go with Elemental Barrier, because it's a solid, just bulwark card, as it were. I think we're going to take Gather Equipment, which is a solid backbone piece. Let's look at mana boost. So this is now deal 12 damage to all enemies, gain growth 3, trigger mana boost twice, and wits twice, which is good. I think we want, I don't think we want Channeling Runes. I don't think we're hitting enough. I think we'll take Mana Mace. I also don't think we want Calculated Deception. I'm not sure if we are going to be in a point that we want to use Unstable Focus. My guess is no, because I think that we don't have enough mana boost to justify it. I don't think we're going to have the shock output we need to justify Siphon Lightning. Although that is a thing that we could consider trying to build around. So that's mana boost. And then we have growth cards, wits. We have the wits payoffs. I think we do want more wits related things. This is now mana boost 2 and wits 2. I still don't know that I take it. What's the upgrade? 3 and 3. Is that playable? I don't know. I don't know. I think we have too many other cards that are very dirtily that I don't want to take that one. Frantic Scouring. I don't think without other discard synergies, it's hard to justify. I think Warcry we don't need necessarily. I think Sorcerer Secretion is not really the payoff we're looking for. And then I think we might cut a Stone Skin. It's not bad. It is another way to get tough, but I don't know that it's the best thing we could have. Oh, but the other thing I really want to get in is I want to try Mystical Ebb, so that's going in the list. And then we're going to cut, and I would actually kind of like Keen Contemplation as well. More cards to have to shift around. I think we have to cut the, do we need the Revelation? I'm hoping we can get away without it. I don't think we need the second tweak, hopefully. The Mind Shield is very much just like a safety net card, but I think I like it enough to not cut it. I think we're going to hope the Stone Skin isn't important and that we can work without it. Okay, we're gonna hope this is good enough. We bought stuff from the market. We unfortunately cannot go to new art. We cannot go to the ramparts right now because they're just bugged. The ramparts did get rebalanced again, but they're currently not playable. So that will be, once one day gets back from dinner, that should work again. gonna get a screenshot of that. I don't know if that's a bug, but actually I think it's already been mentioned that it's not. So we're fighting Ruby Dragon and Hollow Moss, so cleanse is very, very important for both of those. So we're gonna have to try and see if we can find that. Fortunately, we have things. Okay, Brilliant Idea right off the bat is great. Let's see. This shouldn't matter, but if it does, we'll be happy we had that, I think. Okay. We are in the forest, which means that fights are easier. We would love to have like just a Shocking Grasp, I think. Okay, we want to go. Okay, so it doesn't matter. We get the same pair of fights effectively either way. We'll go here. We would like to get an Arcane Aegis if we can. It's not the end of the world if we can't, but we would like to get one. Let's get that mana. I think we're going to upgrade the Deft Focus. Lovely green text in fight number 1. Let's see if this bug got fixed. Okay, nope, that bug is still there. Everyone gets 10 shield. Oh, well, Game may be unplayable right now. That's unfortunate. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the main menu. We're gonna resume and we're gonna see if we can take a fight that's not mirrored. And unfortunately, we are just going to have to abandon the possibility of taking that, which is unfortunate, but we can work with it. And we can go through here. I think we're gonna go here and then probably take this event. May take 2 events, but I think having the elite fight is worthwhile. Let's go. All right, we still get the same opening hand because that's how the seed works. But the tools are still random. For some reason I thought we were going to get a detonation. Oh, because we had the adept last time, I think, from a tool, and we just didn't this time. All right. Meditate is the last card in the deck, which is kind of sad, but it could be worse. It could be the Occult Ritual, because we do really want to get that Occult Ritual out early. Gonna pop you. You'll notice these guys have a lot more health than they used to. One day wanted to make these early fights a little bit more bulky, so they don't fold quite as hard to big AoE to single AoE hits like Unleash the Storm or Scattered Mod Plus. Upgrade the Tweak. We have a little bit of extra wits, but I don't think we have quite enough to justify this Brilliant Idea here. To justify upgrading the Brilliant Idea, I mean. Upgrading that seems okay. I really should have gotten that out first, but it's going to be fine. There's the Occult Ritual. Love to see it. We could have killed this. We're just going to pop this, though. Take away all of its buffs. Especially because the poison is going to get most of the way towards killing both of them, actually. So we can get another poison thing. We are golden. Oh, I should have... Oh, we can still do that. We're going to upgrade that and then just not play it. And we're not going to play that either because there's no point in getting the extra shock right now. We have plenty of mana boost. We have plenty of mana. Love to see all those lovely green words. Get lots of wits. You're both so close to dead. Alright, we get that. I forgot we had that. Draw more cards. Need 1 more point of damage here. Not technical damage, that's actual damage. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna have some slow fights because we're currently very reliant on that, whatever it is. Head of Knowledge is very good. I want this Arcane Aegis though. Just another way to get out arcane detonations, which is useful to us. I don't really care about any of that. This doesn't do anything for us. That seems okay. We could take the poison one, that speeds up fights sometimes, but not a huge deal. I think I like upgrading the Meditate, because that means that we get a full 6 growth there. Okay, so these guys have the same health now. They may have always had the same health. Just feels kind of silly. So the reason that so many things got buffed, by the way, so much health in here got buffed, is to try and compensate for the fact that a lot of cards, or like the base damage on a lot of cards is higher. So to just kind of keep an even keel to avoid power creep. Okay, let's hobble. Heavy stand. Absolutely gonna just do that. Fortunately, this isn't the bleed one, so getting 6 mana turn now. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. Okay. Detonate off that for value. And just get more sturdy. We are now up to 12 sturdy, which is a pretty good number. It means we get +2 shield from anything that from all of the relevant cards. Upgrade that. Upgrading that. Getting more arcane. Trigger that, get shield. Trigger that, get more shield. And then this will just kill you outright. Yeah. Takes all our mana, but totally worth it. The nice thing about using arcane as your damage source is that, like, even if you're not winning quickly, you can turn off any scaling that's based on powerful. You can just keep blowing up the powerful ranks. And getting up to 4 curses is pretty good. Alright. There we go. I think I could have just played the Darkstone for lethal, but there we go. Slow fights all the way down. We do not need another brilliant idea. I don't think we need a mind over body. I think we just want some card draw. We don't need it. I would take a mind over body, but I don't think we need it right now. I think is a better way of putting it. I think we do want that. I think we pitch one of those. If we upgrade one of them, another one of them, because I think we are at a point where we just kind of need this. That's a little unfortunate we weren't able to get the whatchamacallit upgraded, but okay. Do you want to upgrade that meditate? Should have done that first to get the would have gotten me to 10 sturdy, so I've gotten one more shield. It shouldn't matter, but it's the principle of the thing. Alright. Upgrade this. More bleed. Upgrade that. That's pretty safe. And I once again have messed up on sequencing, because the upgrade means that would scale faster. I think we do want this. Okay. Man, here's a little awkward. I think we do that. It's so close to that kill. Okay, poison bomb kills the front one. We can finally upgrade this occult ritual. And we just blow you up like 3 times. Take 40 damage. Or take 30 damage. I can do math. Especially really basic math. I'm the best at really basic math. Yeah, the blade's not going to help you against poison, buddy. Alright, so we just need to find this. And that's lethal. Let's see, Mystic Ebb. Okay, no. I think we do really want cleanse, but Mind Blast just like helps us into fights, which I think we want. I think we don't need that this turn. think we were just copying the depth focus. I could have just held that. I should have just held that. That's awkward. I played that to get the wits out, to draw an extra card, but maybe shouldn't have. Okay, I really want to play this, but I want to play that more. And we do still have mana boost, but we don't have the growth we want. Let's upgrade that. Upgrade that. And then I think we just Moonlit Reverie, and I'm okay with burning that shock on, just getting rid of a whatever. Okay. Okay. Lots of shield. This is the point where we probably get detonated. But that's fine. It's all fine. Thinking what we upgrade here. I think that. This will probably shock us, which we don't want if we're about to take a big detonation. How much mana is in here? 2. But we can't otherwise use the mana, so it seems okay. That doesn't end up being a huge deal. So we can detonate off the Adept, which I think gets us to... It's actually worth it because it's going to mean that we don't take a big detonation this turn. Although we are now Arcane Linked with no cleanse. I'm going to play one more card. I think building shield here is important because there's a very good chance that we end up getting detonated here. This gives us purity too. I think we need that. Don't ask me what we're going to pitch to it. Just kidding. It's those two. Easy. Alright. Pop off the Arcane Barrier. Doom keeps ticking down, but it'll take a while to get to us. Alright, that gets rid of the Arcane Link, which is nice. And also makes it easier for us to play that, which gets us just 2 more mana. Pop, and pop goes the... I should have done this first, so I could have gotten rid of the buffs we care about. Although that will still get rid of the plated. That's going to 29, which is okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. We do get a further 17 off of those. So now, basically, we've won the fight. Very slow. But that's a kill. It's the only card worth taking, ever. We'll take this. We are going to still, though, upgrade the Tweak, because having Tweak Plus is just very, very handy. And then, this is actually, that's actually relatively low in our upgrade priority. I don't know if we need this. I think we'll probably keep it for now. Because I do think we want the mana boost. If we ever find any of the mana boost related cards. Do we care about either of these, or would we rather have Toughen? I think the answer is we would rather have Toughen. Just for that little bit of guaranteed heal. Although it's not, like, top priority. Boop. Alright. Let's figure out what we're upgrading. I think the first order of business is Meditate. Because again, it is just a whole lot of... It gets us 6 growth, which is just a full extra mana. Although, we already had 3 growth, so maybe didn't need it, but minor details. Alright, you guys ready for... It's gonna happen. Drake Friend. Hey, we got him. I was really expecting to not see this card at all, because I know how this works. Normally, if you want a card, it's never going to show up. And it starts with 10 health and 2 evasion, which makes sense. So it is very susceptible to debuff based enemies, but it is very, very good against enemies that are primarily going to be threatening our things. It means that we are likely to get an extra turn with it against anything that's trying to kill our dorks with that one thing. We're going to pop you. We're going to actually kill with this. We can get another one! The swarm grows! Burn! Burn! I'm so happy. I'm so unbelievably happy. Let's see. Start with that. I think we're going to save this for the moment. Just freeze everything, so I don't have to take any damage. Although the Drake kills the front one anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Alright, now we can do this, which is very important. And it also means we can do this, which means and we just do some damage. Alright, soften it up, and dragon friends get the kill. I don't really think we need another Mind Blast. I kind of would just like... Actually, I think I would take more card draw for the moment. Starting Purity is pretty good. Obviously, if we can find one of our upgrades, that would be our preference. There we go. We do have to get wits for it, which we don't currently have in hand. But we can draw 2 more cards. That's wits. It's actually kind of perfect, because that lets us upgrade the Meditate, which is the other thing we want to upgrade. And also we can upgrade the Drake Egg. And you may say that we should upgrade the Occult Ritual. And you may be right. However, Drake Friend. Because the thing is, if we don't upgrade the Drake Friend, then we just don't get a top tier Drake. We only get a lesser Drake. And although all Drakes are good Drakes, I would like to get, if I can raise my Drakes upright, I would like to do that. Make sure they grow up nice and strong. Okay, that wits. This kind of is an awkward turn. I think we need the shield, unfortunately, so we can't play that out. But we do get a good amount of shield. Doop doop doop. Get more mana. Okay, so that's not quite gonna knock everything down yet. I think we don't actually need that. I think we, so that's obviously getting played. I think we upgrade that so we can just freeze out everything. And then we will let the Drakes feast. Although we could have gotten out of treasure, but it's important to let the Drakes feast. Finally freed that. Oh, you're just basically dead. Upgrade the other deft focus. And yeah, you're just dead. Oh, that wasn't quite lethal. I was thinking that it wasn't showing us the update, but of course it was because this was the only enemy left alive. But Drake food. Delicious. Sublime Blast is very good. I don't think we need a second. King Contemplation was the other choice there. I don't think we need a second of the other thing though. The other thing, you know, The who's-a-what? The thingamabob, of which I have 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. So yeah, this guy now has like 105 total bulk, but I don't think it's going to matter. And our drakes can evade, which is going to be very good for us and less good for this chap. We don't have any wits, so we can't. We can though have that basically cost 2, because we get a refund from the mana boost. I think we do want that shield. Just pitch that, and we can get first drake. Get on fire! Haha! Our drakes are too wily for you. And we do need to upgrade this because it's kind of just dependent on it for wits right now. Alright, that'll take away some of your buffs. I think we do want to get weak out, even though it does mean not playing this meditate. Alright. Drake friend upgraded. And damage done. So we are going to take a tiny amount of damage, but who cares? We live, and we immediately get our health back. And I really like having the sanctuary. The sanctuary is too good to pass. Like, we need a sanctuary at some point during the run. And then I think we are going to actually upgrade Summon Drake Friend. And that's the most important upgrade after the tweak. It really is more important than the tweak, but I decided to be weak and take the technically safer upgrade. We're going to draw cards. Let's upgrade that. Oh, I forgot to play that. Well, doesn't mean that I can upgrade it. We just have plenty of mana to work with. I think we're actually going to do that, even though it's going to slow us down a bit. We're in no rush. I don't think we need that. I probably should have played that first. I do want to get this out, but I want to get this detonation off. If this is adept, okay, yeah, we might explode here. But we have shield, so it's fine. That's actually totally fine. Okay. So, I think we pitch that. That's just going to get eaten up, but it's fine. You only get to draw one with this is... No, Moonlit Reverie isn't even over there. Because Moonlit Reverie is kind of what I want to draw here. So we can't summon a Drake, we can get these, which let us pay off what our Drake has created for us. Okay, we can upgrade this. That's good. This is going to actually immediately pay us back all of the mana we spent on it, which is nice. Bonk. Hey, we drew a bunch of cards in one turn. Who is surprised? Nobody. We can kill you. And now we've made space for another Drake friend. But I think we're going to end for turn. Okay. So that hit's going to be evaded by both of our Drake friends. Let's see what we can find. We don't need that. I think we do want to upgrade this now. Let's pop off buffs from you. Right, we're not going to be able to kill you, unfortunately. I should have gotten that week off first. I was thinking dumb things. That's what I was thinking. Right, we are going to explode, but it's not going to be a huge deal. This could shock us. It did. It's a little unfortunate, but is that really the damage we're taking after shocking ourselves? That seems unlikely. This is a little unfortunate because we want to get this to upgrade that. We may have to upgrade this, the Moonlit Reverie, just because it's our wit source. That seems just incredibly low. So you're just dead to you. This is not going to freeze them. Alright. Our Drakes evade. This jerk needs to get frozen or killed this turn. It's very important. I'm not sure we'll be able to make it happen, but we would really like to, in order to protect the Drakes. Because this damage is much higher than it looks, because that's going to one-shot our Drakes. Okay. That can go. We no longer have, I should have played this because it pays for itself. We want more shock on you. We want another Drake. Go into that shield. That's just not enough. Okay, well, we may be about to see our first Drake's death die, unfortunately. Let's see how much damage this actually does. Okay, that is way less than I was expecting. I'm cool with that, though. Oh, it's because we've detonated off so many of the Death Spore stacks, so even though a bunch of them are dead, it just doesn't have that much actual damage. That's why this damage is so low. Oh, I had the chance to upgrade this and I just missed it. Oops. That's fine. Fight's pretty close to over anyway. And now the Drake's Feast. Haha! Drake's 4, Lore Blossom 0. I mean... yeah. Was that the correct play? Yes. Full stop. This is bad because it takes up a spot that could be filled by a Drake. And we're moving. Okay. This may be the end of the run. Because we have to be able to get through these fights without getting stopped by the weather. But we don't know that all of the weather events are bugged. So we'll see how this goes. But this may be the end of the run, unfortunately. Let's do that, because that'll turn on the Sextant. At which point we can upgrade the Deft Focus. Alright, so we start with Mana Boost, which is fun. We are not going to be able to get to 0 mana, though. Oh, we had 1 Wits. That's right, we had 1 Wits left over. But it's not enough. Although this is not the problem fight. That's next fight. This is worth it because it's just going to kill that one. Oh, then that actually gets its treasure. And a Drake. Everything is just value. Okay. Tweak that. Get a whole lot of Wits. And that should be, I think, so close to, okay, so close. It's not quite lethal. Drake. The Drake's Feed. Get eaten. Alright. This draws a lot of cards. I think we need the Blazing Ritual. I think we need the mana from it. Aether Mantle's pretty good for us. We aren't playing any strikes anyway. Alright, time to bug out and lose. Well, stall. Theoretically, if we could one-shot all of these fights, we could make it out. That just seems very unlikely. Okay. So, we're going to do that into that. We could also just hope that, you know, it doesn't bug out and all of that. I think we need to find mana. I mean, I'm not going to do it. I don't care if the run dies because we needed desperately to kill this turn and that meant that we weren't killing this turn. I'm not going to pass up the chance to summon. I'm going to die as I live. Alright, you're going to die. I wouldn't be quite as worried if this was a different weather, but it's not. Create a temporary copy of the card on top of your deck. Okay, yeah, no. Weather's just bugged. Run is over. That's a shame. Well, get a screenshot of that. And I am going to end the run. So I will see you guys. Oh, I should go ahead and go to the abandoned, so you guys can see that. And yeah, so that was the run. I will do another run later when you know, when things aren't bugged and I can actually get through a full run. But you know, this was fun. I accomplished what I set out to do, which is make friends with the dragons. See you guys next time. Toodles.